Hello, everyone. My name is Crisis169. To all you who know me as Mark Updeling, I want to talk a minute here, if I can, about something very, very important: suicide. At my job, the company I work for, we have a thing called Connections. It's a kind of a big hub place for employees to go to share ideas, talk about stuff, games, stuff like that. Well, I found out a week or so, last weekend or so, that uh, um, one of our individuals, our members, took his own life. Um, by that, of course, he explained that he had one friend who worked with him, a new guy, explained that this person lost his wife, left him, and he got a gun. Of course, he hated guns, blah, 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 and decided to end his own life. Um, Now, on an example of what is really sorry, a lot of commotion behind me. Sorry, guys. A lot of commotion behind me for some reason. A lot of things going on. Sorry. Um, it is understandable that we have to understand what, how does suicide, who does suicide hurt. First off, suicide hurts, I believe, your family. Most definitely your family. Because they are thinking that they weren't good, not saying they weren't good enough to be around you, that they did not understand what, uh, how and why they failed you, the individual or individuals that took their lives. Um, and understanding that, to break down that reason, to break down how suicide can be a terrible decision to do, or even attempt, or even think about. It's To me, it's the end of the road. An individual has decided, him or her, that this life is no longer worth living, and they decide to punch their own ticket out of here. And by doing so, they, quotations, end their suffering. Me being a very faith-based individual, I've had suicidal thoughts countless times in my life. I had planned down to the minute, to close hanger, a belt, blah blah blah. I can. So I understand what people go through when they have that kind of issues. It's very hard to understand why. To understand why somebody will take their own life without thinking, because I don't think that suicide is a real. What happened with just one gentleman named, his name was Shane. Um, was he hated guns, but got a gun somehow, and uh, ended his life. I guarantee you, when his wife left him, for whatever reason, could have been a marital dispute, could have been, I don't know, money issues, don't know. And, he was a gamer like I'm a gamer, so he had a gaming site that he was on, posting gaming stuff, games he wanted to play. Um, in December of 2018. Coming Today is the 10th of but March, and he's no longer on this planet. And of course, somebody made a comment, well, if you commit suicide, you can't play the games. And of course, we felt that was very disrespectful and not funny in a sense. he wasn't trying to be funny. He was just trying to be understanding. Hey, if you do this kind of stuff, you can't do things. But we have to understand, as individuals and society, there's hard things to understand about suicide. Because you can commit suicide just like that. It's easy. Literally. A belt, a rope, a bullet, hell. Certain drugs out there. I mean, you can be dead in like in 10 minutes. In most cases, less than that. And who does it hurt? It hurts many people. It hurt, obviously, Shane's work friends, Shane's family, Shane's bosses at work, the customers that knew him personally, um, all the individuals that he known over the years, trusted, and maybe even loved him as brothers and sisters, maybe his family members, aunts, uncles, maybe church clergy, if you went to church or not, I don't know. Maybe people from local bar you went to. Or no, well, I don't know the person at all personally, except on the gaming communication site we were both members of. Uh, so it's really hard to understand how suicide can be all simple as that, but yet the long term effects will go for years and even decades into the people's lives who are still left behind. It doesn't turn off like a light switch. You can't turn it off like you turn off a bad movie or a bad image on YouTube or a bad image online. You can't just turn it off and walk away from it. It's going to be there constantly on you until the day. In most cases, I know today you die. In most cases, family members that lost family member end up taking their own lives too, as well. Years later, because they don't talk about their grief, don't talk about their problem with it. They let their grief control them until one day somebody finds them hanging up on a rope or a bullet in their head or mouth or whatever, and it's too late then to talk about it. So, suicide, who does it hurt? It hurts every person around you. Doesn't matter if it's a child, adult, favorite work buddy, a person went through 3 wars with, or a person you used to go to your favorite sports teams every year first game, and it doesn't matter. Suicide doesn't care who you are, how old you are, how much money you have. All it wants is to have you end your life. That's what suicide is. And I believe that there's evil demons out there, spirits, making that happen. I believe out there in the world we live in, and no one can ever tell me otherwise. Thoughts I have were not my own, and I knew that. Because a lot of people commit suicide don't just do it one day. I'm happy today, I'm going to blow myself away or hang myself. That doesn't happen, my friends. I never heard a suicide report that everybody was overly happy. People have issues. And if you don't talk about the issues, if you don't talk about the situations, the problems you're in, seek counseling, people are just literally walking time bombs. Walking with ropes in their pockets or bullets in their pockets. They're walking with razor blades in their pocket, walking with drugs ready to kill themselves. They're dead individuals walking. And they may not know it, or they may know it. But the person who is next to them doesn't know it, obviously, because you say, oh my God, it's a shock to me. usually how it goes off being. It's usually a shock to somebody. Well, I didn't know this person was had that issues. Well, now you know. But it's too late now to fix that. It's too late for Shane and many others who have decided to point out early. What do you want to call it, crude or not? It's really hard to talk about because I've lost friends to this kind of stuff. And over the years, I've learned to understand that you can't deal with it. It's going to be there every single day, and you wake up, you go to bed every night. I've learned to accept the position that I cannot solve it. It's not going to get fixed by me. It's too late for the individuals in their lives. I have to worry about myself. And that's something that gets me through the day. Have had any thoughts in over a decade? Because I'll let God deal with it. I'll let the Lord deal with it. I'll let God deal with it. I don't deal with things I can't control. But I can control my weight, going to the gym. I can control my happiness by not watching movies or shows that are, you know, emotionally charged. But I still watch stuff. I know I'm a very well-rounded individual. I don't have issues with a lot of things. But I believe with people who have issues with emotional problems, with mental emotional issues should be not treated, like they're crazy, not treated like they're some emo, wannabe, punk rocker type of person. They should be treated like human beings. And that's not happening. Two teenage girls, did a suicide pact. Middle school girls did a suicide pact. I think in Tennessee because they were being bullied. The bully been around. Bully's been around way before I was born. The bullies be around way before I die. Way after I'm no, way after I'm worm food. They're gonna be, around. But this is a whole general discussion. It's not just one area. Suicide doesn't care who you are. Some people make a momentary lapse of judgment. They they reason they think I can't live anymore with this person. And they choose not to live anymore. And suicide to me is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. There is no reason to end your life at all, in my mind. No reason to go from living one day to be buried in the ground next because you choose to end your life. I don't care what anybody says in the comments below about, well, everybody's choice. No, everybody has choices too. What else? Everybody has choices to get out of bed in the morning or lay in the bed. Everybody has choices to get up and go to work or stay home and lose their job. So everybody has a choice. But to me, suicide is not a choice. Suicide is something that people who do it, I'm not saying they're selfish, but they haven't thought everything through. They thought of that there, and now they can think of the past, future, and how better it'll be. And after they're gone, the problem disappears. It could disappear, a day later. A day later, the next day, if they just stopped and didn't just, change their life or whatever, decision or whatever, and moved on, I guarantee you they could have, that situation with Shane could have, rectified itself. But Shane didn't think that was important. And many others who acted like that, who acted like this. And I'm not criticizing Shane for what he's saying, what he did. Because I don't know what he doesn't want to know, what was in Shane's mind or not. But what I do know and do understand is that suicide is never the answer in my mind. In my belief, in my faith, suicide equals damnation. And I guarantee you, if people want to argue about, well, I don't believe in God and I don't believe in hell, well, then that's your choice. That's your little secret in your little head. I believe when someone dies by suicide, they go straight to hell. And I guarantee you, if people are in hell committing suicide, I guarantee for argument's sake, they'll give anything up to come back to Earth. Doesn't matter if they're living in their misery or not, so-called misery on Earth. There's a lot of things, folks, that I don't understand as a Christian that I still don't understand. But I never joke about death like that because it's not. Okay. People do end their lives for foolish things. A girl in Mexico killed herself. 13-year-old girl killed herself because her phone broke. One boy jumped out the window because his parents took away his cell phone and game system. One kid killed himself because he lost a game in Call of Duty. These are the actual suicides that happened. Who does it hurt? It hurts everybody around you, around them, everybody. So for love of God and everything holy on this planet, think through. Don't just jump to that gun or to that needle or to whatever you may use, a rope or whatever you may use. Call a friend, call somebody, call a church clerk, call somebody. Because at the end of the day, suicide, who it doesn't really hurt? It hurts everybody that you care about. It hurts about you, your children, your grandparents, your grandchildren, your staff at the hospital, your staff at the work, your staff at a military formation, military. It hurts everybody. There's not one person saying ding dong, the bitch is gone. And if they are, they're a truly twisted individual. They're not saying ding dong, the bastard's gone or ding dong, the bitch is gone. If they are saying that, like I said before, they are truly some twisted individuals. So obviously, those individuals are messed up in their own head and have their own problems. What I'm saying, guys, is please, for the love of God, do not make a judgment call like that without first consulting suicide hotline online or on the phone. The crazy grandmother who's a Christian you might know, talk to her about it. She is more into it. She is more into talking to you probably than anybody else will. Because we only have those crazy grandmothers who are Christ followers are crazy. No, everybody had one. Or everybody has one. And you might find peace somewhere else. But whatever keeps you on this planet is good. Because taking your life, even if you don't believe in Satan in heaven or Christ and hell, and if you don't believe in Satan, and you don't believe in heaven or hell, it doesn't matter. The fact is, you're taking the best part of you away from people, and that is you itself. So I implore people to really think before they jump the gun, no pun intended, to really wonder what life would be like if I wasn't around. Maybe you're watching this and you're thinking about it right now and in my life because, I know I'm too fat or my parents aren't going to let what happened. You committed suicide, your parents, you got a divorce, and your family broke apart. Your sister became a whore practically, or your brother became a druggie, or your parents killed themselves. Your father killed your mother than himself because of your death. There's a lot of things that happen. And one person dying, it's not like much, but one person dying in some families is a lot. So all I'm telling you guys is not sit there and jump the gun or jump, once again, no pun intended, jump to thinking, I end my life. Because that doesn't, there's no back way from that. You can't come back from that. Once you have fire the bullet in your mouth, pop the pills, or you know, kick the bucket off from your feet. It's very, very difficult to come back from that once you committed to that death. It's very hard to understand. And if anybody you know or you are suffering from mental illness with suicidal thoughts, I implore you to contact. I mean, you can call the police, and they come by and and take you to the hospital. You might find, hey, you need medication to deal with this kind of depression, and you get medication, and you're fine. It'll take time. It'll be rough. The road ahead's hard. It looks dangerous and almost scary. What's your first step, second step, third step? Before you know it, you're on step 365. First year's over with, and you keep on walking. Yes, you're gonna have thoughts. You're gonna have issues and problems, bills, whatever. But that's called living. That's called being human. It's not called every day be happy and rosy. So you have to understand that you take one day at a time, one step at a time, and you walk. And you don't give in, you don't give up. In the end, if anybody decides to do it, I pray to God that He has mercy on your soul, and your family's soul, and your family around you, because I feel like you're making a big mistake. No, I know you're making a big mistake, because you're putting your soul into damnation, and putting your family into a private hell that they have no idea why. So I implore people not to do stuff like that, to live this life. And it's very hard to tell people, well, a person's sick or a person has this, and you know what? Then you contact somebody who understands it better than I do. Don't do a fat guy rambling on YouTube or a bunch of people talking on YouTube. It's cool that you watch the video. It's cool you understand where I'm coming from. But if you really have a lot of questions, you contact doctors, contact people in the church, clergy who have ideas, and you can get people who had family members that took their own life and realize, what it's like, how it feels. I guarantee you find out, well, so-and-so killed himself years ago, and you talk to the mother or wife of that person. He or she tells you, hey, my life's been living hell since that happened. Do you want to give your family member that same grief? I don't think so. Even though you're in a lot of pain now, change job, change venue. So sometimes changing something can turn that frown upside down and your life is better. You just have to figure out what it is. You're reaching for the suicide. It's not the answer. So in closing, suicide, who did it really hurt? It hurts everyone around you. Doesn't matter on doesn't matter how old the person is or young the person is. It hurts everybody equally. There's no such thing as, well, this person was 90 years old and he committed suicide, then nobody cares. No. Same effect happens if a person was 8, 9, 10 years old and took his or her own life. But that does happen. That's very sad. Well, guys, this is Christ 169, aka Mark, saying, peace, love, and the Lord be with all you, including myself. I know we'll have issues pop up, bills pop up, things happen that we cannot explain. But I pray that you find your walk with God, or your walk with what you need to walk with to get through your issues, and you will get through your issues. This will take time. It'll take a lot of time. It'll take 5 minutes or 5 years. but be on this planet the best thing you can do for you and your family's sake and your business sake and your friends at work and your friends around. So, peace, love, be safe, all of you.